All right, well, so here we are. We're going ready to go live. Should be recording. This is the Action Surge channel. Today I actually am going to show off some stuff. I decided to basically I wanted to go and show off these our role playing tools, role playing aids that you know GMs can very easily access on the web. So if you don't know about these, then this might be very helpful to you. And if you already do know about these things, then it probably won't be very helpful. But you're welcome to sit and check this out, anyways. So the first thing I got here is I got a uh, RP tools. Somebody suggested this the other day, and it was actually pretty interesting. Um, I thought it was one second. I thought it was very interesting. So what I went ahead and did is I downloaded this uh, RP tools. I think it is called. There we go. So we'll just do this, and we'll move the frame out a little bit. Oh gosh, it's the whole screen. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so I went to RP Tools, and they have what's called a token tool. Um, Let me move this over just a hair so you guys can see it better. There we go. So they have what's called a token tool. So I downloaded that, and I'm about to download the map tool and see how that goes. So just give me a moment with that one here. It'll open. Um, but first, we'll go to the token tool. This was essentially one of our Action Surge residents recommended this. Um, uh, I guess maybe he's known online as Reggie, but I am going to look here. Um, anyway, so yeah, let's go to the token tool first and try to find that real quick. Uh, token token tool. There we are. Okay, so here's the app. This token tool. It's popping up here. And this is actually an app, a pretty small app you download to your computer, um, and I guess it makes for pretty easy token creation for like virtual tabletops like Roll20 and so on and so forth. Um, so background options, remove background color, transparent. Okay, so I guess you could even go with a background color. That's cool. Um, Custom color. I don't know if you can do gradients or not. Nope, doesn't look like it, but you can do custom colors. So let's go with a red off the bat. Um, and we will go to um, overlay options. So, okay, so there's some cards here. So you could make a card portrait, which would be good for portraits in like something like Roll20. Uh, I don't know where that fits in because you'd have to put the thing on the overlay, but anything that's got a open back to it like that. But so as you can create somehow. I'm not sure what you do here, but okay, that's interesting. Um, what I use on Roll20 mostly are the round ones. So let's go and look at some of the round ones. Here's some bottle caps. Okay, so you could have the token and you could have the person in the foreground. Um, here's some empty bottle caps, so you don't have to have a cutout. Um, here's some chains. That's kind of cool. Different decorated styles. So here's one that's kind of like fancy-ish. It's kind of neat, and it looks like you could actually use some of these in a way that would be indicative of what class the character is, perhaps, or including you into the class and maybe background, so that would be kind of cool. But so like if there's this one, maybe that's a good druid one or a caster one, and here's this one like some dragons, maybe that's your Drake Warden Ranger, like something like that. Here's maybe the druid one, or here's another one that would be cool for a caster, a cleric, or a sorcerer, or arcana type caster, like a wizard or something like that. There's some more like plants, maybe druid or ranger, something like that. An Ouroboros, snake eating its tail. Um, that's kind of cool for whatever. Here's something kind of fancy-ish. So yeah, this is a pretty cool little neat, unique thing for making your RPG VTT tokens, and then when you want to switch out the picture. Oh, here we go. Stargate for your Stargate 5e adventure. Um, Another Ouroboros, but like a clip art one, kind of like a line art. And there's another one there. There's runes. So there's rune ones. That's kind of cool. Different magic circle looking things. There's smooth ones, which these are probably more what I tend toward for the tokens, anyways. For 5e for VTTs, is I tend to use something akin to like this, perhaps, or something very simple as far as um, tokens go. So like this, that kind of almost looks like leopard spots, even though it's not. Gator skin. I wonder if you can just tap down, and yeah, you can just tap down the arrow key and it'll just go cycle through them, which is kind of neat. So this is like this basically will let you set it up to where you can set up the size and the background picture. Um, so the portrait options is so you could do change portrait image, and then go into your roll 20 images or whatever, and let's see, dead and they. So I don't have a dead and they. Where is my roll 20 stuff? How about pictures? Um, I don't know where my roll 20 stuff is. Okay, hold on. Oh, you know what? I think because it's on my other computer, it's not wanting to come up here. Let me look here. Let me check. Oh nope, it's here we go. So, whoop, I think I went too far. There we go, Brian. And then roll 20 should be in here somewhere, maybe. No, yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Oh, desktop. There we go. Desktop. There you go. Roll 20. And so you just go to your, you can go to your tokens thing somewhere, and this is looking for TIFF images, but you can look up JPEGs or whatever. So, here would be a better place to find something. So let's say here for burning goblins, let's say I want to make one of the burning ones as the token background. So I don't know if I can make change portrait image. Oh yeah, that's just change it to a different size. So I think I would have to um, move this somehow, or maybe be able to enlarge it. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, you could just drag an image that's the right size to here. Let's see, overlay options. Let me see, maybe I can. Oh, okay, so you can decrease the size of the overlay. And then we could just do that and move that over to there, like so. And then there you got a token, for whatever game. Pretty cool. That looks pretty good, cool for a Burning Goblins thing. And then I'm not sure. Okay, so save options. You just save the file name. We're going to call it BG for Brian Germain or Burning Goblins or whatever you want to call it. And we'll call it BG1 for now. The format can be anything, so we'll save it as a PNG. Um, I'm not sure if it only saves the central part, but I think it does. So save portrait on drag and drop. Oh, there you can do that too somehow. Um, so then file save as, I guess. We'll go to there and we'll call it BG1. Oh, I saved it as the wrong thing. So file save as JPEG. There we go. I like PNGs or JPEGs, but so then what I'll do is I will go over to open the file, which is what did I say? BG1, right? Um, Gotta look it up. Sorry, BG1, and there it is. And then it's saved right here. Hold on, let me see. Let me zoom in. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on one second. So yeah, that's what the turnout was like. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see it a little bit better here. Pretty cool. Now it gave a black ring around it, and I'm not sure I like that black ring. I'm assuming that if you save it as a PNG, it won't give that black ring. It'll like be transparent because obviously a JPEG doesn't save transparencies usually. So I'm not 100% sure there is a way to do it, but I'm sure there probably. I think there probably is some way to do it. I just don't know how to do it, and I'm not going to try. So, all right. So then, excuse me. The other thing we were doing is I was downloading on here. I was downloading the map generator, I think it's called, which might be setting up in the back there. Anyways, no, it's not. I don't see it. Oh no. Maybe I closed it. All right, let me look for it here. Map map tool. Okay, so this is the app here. Maybe it didn't. Windows protected your PC. Okay, more info. Run anyway. Okay, we're gonna run it anyway. We're taking a chance. We're taking a risk. Blah blah blah. I accept. Next. Install. Sign your life away. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, it might take a couple seconds to install. In the meantime, what we can do is I can hop back over to here. Oh, there we go. That's not taking too long at all. Okay, so they're both pretty small apps, so that's a good thing. So if you do download them, but the other thing is you can always go to token stamp, and that will take you to roll advantage. And there's different tools on roll advantage. Also, there's a dice roller. Um, so you want a D10, and then you just hit roll, and there's your result too. Um, this looks like it's okay. So it says it's sponsored by Foundry Virtual Tabletop. So you can kind of help out with Foundry or help with token stamp by using Foundry, I guess. Um, so on this one, basically you've got your border here, and you can drop an image. So we'll go back to choose an image and roll 20. We'll go to I have a token thing, so it's kind of cheating, but where's my tokens? There we are. So we'll go to this dwarf fighter here. We'll open up a dwarf fighter. Okay, so that looks like a dwarf fighter, and it's already a token, so it's technically cheating. But see how it's got the rim around it here. This one would be essentially you'd be picking from a different border. And there's different shapes, different thicknesses. There's ones with like little spikes or whatever like that. So there's like a few choices you can go with here too. What I usually use is this one or this one. And this one's like the default for a lot of the tokens for the virtual tabletop. Roll 20 for a lot of the official D&D stuff. It's very similar. But this one you can also go and tint the border if you want to be like a different color, or if you want like a darker blue or a lighter blue, change that out. Some of my campaigns I have green, um, and it's kind of cool to have green going on. But it's cool to have all your tokens or all your players have this a similar border, just so they fit in with each other, anyways. And then when you're done with that, you'll go over here to the side, and on the side here there's a download. You can upload other pictures. You can choose your image. You can clear the whole workspace if you want. You can reset position. Just there's a few things you can do with it, so that's pretty cool. So it's another little cool tool that you can use. And again, that's Token Stamp on Roll Advantage. Let's go back to this app here. See if we got this app up. Oh no, the app is not up. Where did it go? I have no idea where it went. Okay, it didn't like me messing around with a different app, so it's like I'm jealous. Don't mess around with other apps while you're messing around with me. Anyway, um, so map tool. Oh, there's the map tool. Okay, and we're gonna open that, and it's very much like the token tool logo there. We're gonna allow access. Okay, so here's the map tool. I'm gonna shrink it down a little bit just so you guys can see it in the window here. Um, it looks very similar to some of the other map tools I've used in the past, like Dungeon Fog or I use one called Campaign Cartographer. So there's different layers also, the token layer, a hidden layer, object layer, and a background layer, which is kind of interesting. Object layer is probably where I'd go with certain things. Interaction tools. I don't know what this does. Ah, okay. Drawing tools. I don't know what that drawing tool does. Fog of War tools, template tools. So yeah, I've never used this one before. This is actual software. And it looks like this might be, it says start a server, so it might have some sort of, start a server so that other map tool clients can connect to you. Maybe it's like, and it has recent campaigns, maybe it has like its own like virtual tabletop ability, so to speak. I'm not really 100% sure. But it looks interesting, and I am going to mess with it for a second and see if I can't figure out anything with it. So, new map. Okay, so you get to pick what kind of thing. You can pick cell type is grid, hex, or horizontal hex or vertical hex. Or it looks like this is gridless. Yeah, no grid. And this one's ISO, like basically an isometric grid. So, let's see. If I'm on drawing tools, I don't know what I can draw or how I can draw, but what's this? Draw a diamond. Oh, okay, there we go. There's a diamond. I don't know why I want a diamond on my map, but you know, at least that's something. If I want to get rid of it, I can probably do that. Maybe. No. Well, maybe I can Control Z it. Maybe. Yep, there you go. Control Z will get rid of it. So it's good that there's an undo function. Let's see. Player visible, restore fog of war, adjust grid. Let's see, adjust grid. Oh, there you go. So you can zoom in and zoom out on the grid. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. So wow. Okay. That's cool. That's real cool. And I think this will adjust opacity. Oh no, that's zoom. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so that's huge. You can make a huge map with this too. That's good because a lot of the maps I see are probably like 100 by 100 squares if at the biggest. But so I don't see a lot of bigger maps for VTT, and I kind of understand why that is. But if you're playing with tokens or minis or whatever, it's nice to have a pretty good sizable map because you want to be able to, some of these spells have ranges of 120, 300. If somebody has to like spell sniper or distance magic or God forbid both, they could get insane ranges on these spells. And so, they're off the map, so they got away. Just becomes kind of a little silly. And it's like, wait a minute, how do they get away? I've got a range of 600 feet. But yeah, so yeah. Anyways, this is a pretty cool little map tool. I think if I were to where did I go to adjust the grid at? Anyways, I don't know. Oh wait, here, right? That's where it was. Map, adjust grid. That's where it was. Okay, so I don't know. Vision. Oh, look, you can change it between day and night. So there's night vision, day vision, maybe off. Okay. Um, so I think what I'm doing when I do that, I think when I'm getting rid of the grid, I think I'm actually pushing it back behind the map layer, essentially. So I don't know, I'm not sure, but closing it makes it go away anyways, like at least visibly. I'm sure that there's a way to print it out to where you can have the grid on there on your map if you choose to. For the virtual tabletop, I usually let the virtual tabletop do the gridding. Um, so um, if you're using Foundry or Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds or whatever, there's usually like a grid type tool in there for you know doing stuff for setting up the grid on your map. Plus, if you have a map with a grid and you take it into a game that has a grid or that determines where you're supposed to be moving to, it kind of gets a little confusing as to where your characters are supposed to be or your tokens are supposed to be sometimes, because you'll have double or triple lines sometimes. But I guess it's neither here nor there. Show movement distances tool. Chat. Run macro. Center players on current view. Lock player movement. Lock zoom. Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, this definitely looks like some sort of mini virtual tabletop, which is pretty cool, actually. I'm going to have to check this out a little bit more later, I think, because I don't think this is going to be as intuitive as I would have hoped it would have been. So that's another thing is like when you get a mapping tool, it's not always very intuitive. Let me give you an example. So mapping tool I use a lot is called Campaign Cartographer. Um, if I can remember where it's at. Oh, it's Pro Fantasy. That's what. Pro Fantasy makes it. It's an excellent uh, uh, suite. Excellent graphic suite or mapping suite. This is a map I made of Osbraven, which is a city I'm working on in the Sunset Vale. As far as I know, there are no official maps of Osbraven, and so I kind of felt like it was deserving of a map. And there's so much stuff in the Sunset Vale that you can do and look at. Um, so yeah, here's the central area there. Um, there's so many commands and abilities of this mapping software. It's a little overwhelming, and there's very much a learning curve. I would recommend if you get this Pro Fantasy software stuff, watch a few YouTube videos. Definitely watch something on there to just kind of see where you should be with it. All right, so I'm going to close that. Um, and then the other one I use kind of lately, or I've been messing with lately, I should say, is called Dungeon Draft. Some of you guys might be familiar with Dungeon Draft. It is a bit like Dungeon Fog, um, and of course, there's paid and free versions of both. Um, and of course, for this, I have, let's see, open recent. Do I have one that's Yeah, here we go. So here's a map I made in Dungeon Draft. It's pretty fair to say it's pretty useful. It's about as useful to me as like Dungeon Fog, which is to me is really useful. Hang on, I gotta remember how to pan. Okay, there we are. So if you this is a middle scroll wheel, moves it around, moves the map around. This is actually the chamber of it is actually like a palace of pleasure, like a pleasure palace, if you will. Not Jabba's pleasure palace, but in Elysium, I believe, from the Tales of the Outer Planes module. And basically, what I've been doing is taking a lot of the old first and second edition modules and trying to like update maps for them. So this is kind of cool. It's got color, it's got dynamic lighting. You know, it's very cool. And then it kind of will look cool on a VTT with the dynamic lighting, and you can take the grid off on this one too, and then so when you take it into your VTT, then you could just use your grid from the VTT. So then that one's one of the ones I use, and then another one, like I said, is called Dungeon Fog. So let me just put that in here, Dungeon Fog. Whoop, somebody's dropping something upstairs. It's also free. I accept stuff from here. I log in. Dismiss for now, and you can do premium, different things from that. Um, so one of the things here is this is the Vile Crypt for something. I have no idea what off the top of my head because it's been a while. Um, okay. So here we are. So this Vile Crypt is actually part of a adventure. Let me see if I can zoom out. How do I zoom out? There is a way to zoom out. And I use this map just like this. And then I just added anything that I needed to add, monsters or pits or certain other things. You can add that all in here. You can add like statues or sarcophagi or so I added some of the stuff, some bones, and you can do all that on Dungeon Fog. But the dynamic lighting and stuff, I, like this here, these two rooms is the only lit rooms essentially. So I just added a little bit of dynamic lighting on it, and the rest I added uh, via the virtual tabletop since I am using the dynamic lighting in there anyways. Um, or Foundry has dynamic lighting. So, anyways, but this is actually a different view here. Let me see. A map in the I forget what it's called, the Vile Crypt of the Awakened Sisterhood, I believe, and it's one of R.A. Salvatore's players who also takes turns DMing, and R.A. Salvatore, I guess, suggested that his players should take turns getting some adventures published through, like, say, like DM's Guild, and so he did. So I bought this one, the Vile Crypt of the Reawakened Sisterhood, I believe it's called. I can't off the top of my head recall the author's name, but I thought it was a pretty cool little adventure and took my guys on it. And they were pretty excited to be on it because it is, like I said, it is a good adventure, and it's kind of cool that you get to go on an adventure that Ari Salvatore went on at one point. So yeah, and so there's other ones. There's Incarnate and several things like that. But I'm gonna hop off here, and that's gonna be that.